And now to our development project update. First one is Tres Lagos. We're all familiar with Tres Lagos. It's located on Cat Road, just west of the Stater Brothers on Hidden Valley. This project is a three-phase project that has approximately 225 units. Currently, Phase 1 and Phase 2 are fully built out, and from my understanding, fully occupied. That's approximately about 180 units. The remainder of the units are in Phase 3. Grading has occurred on that, rough grading. They are looking to get issuance of a grading permit for precise grading, and I was working with the Palm Communities team to provide them information because they're applying for funding for Phase 3 in order to start construction on that phase. Next, we have the Camelia project. This is the project along Palomar near the border between Wildomar and Marietta. This project is actually actively under construction. There's mass grading that was completed. There's street improvements that are being worked on. From my understanding, precise grading for the first building that they're working on is in the process of being issued. This project is 163 attached condo units over 30 buildings on the site. Next, we have Bell Ranch, another one of our affordable housing projects. This project is located on Mesa Drive in the Seco area. This is an affordable housing project with 130 units over 13 buildings. Grading is complete. Precise grading is complete as well. Building permits have been issued for all buildings, and they're all currently under construction. And we also have the Wildomar Crossroads, which is just across the street from this shopping center here. That is mixed-use development. It includes residential to the west and commercial to the east. The residential is about 150 units. The commercial side includes a grocery store, which is about 23,000 square feet, shops, a coffee shop pad, and a drive-through restaurant. This project is currently under construction as well. The rough grading is done, and I believe precise grading is already issued. They are still working through permitting for the residential in order to get issuance for that, and also through the commercial side. And then we have the Marriott off of Wildomar Trail, just west of the freeway. This project is a hotel development. It is the Town Place Suites by Marriott, which will be managed by DKN Hotels. It's 102 keys for that project, and it is currently undergoing grading, rough grading that is. Precise grading is approved, but it has not been issued. They're still working through that, and they are still working through the building permit process for the actual hotel. And lastly, we have the Walmart project. As I mentioned in my last city council meeting, this is a retail project for a super Walmart. It's approximately 181,000 square feet, 911 parking spaces. It is a super Walmart, so it has general merchandise, grocery, deli, bakery, an auto center, pharmacy, a pickup area, and photo studio. Currently, they did receive issuance of a rough grading permit, and they're doing rough grading. We're working through reviews for the precise grading, but they have already received plan check for several of their building permit that they applied for, and the actual building permit for the building is due to be resubmitted to us for an additional review here shortly within the next couple of weeks. From my understanding, the rough grading is a 6-week process, and that will take us out to the end of April. And that's when they anticipate finishing off rough grading. And if we can get the precise grading approved and issued, then they can continue on the grading efforts. And as soon as we get a building permit approved, they can work on clearing conditions and moving forward with issuance of that building permit so they can go vertical. Now, one thing to note as I close up, I just wanted to talk a little bit about entitlements, and not just in particular with Walmart, but all the projects we have, including the ones that I just mentioned. Entitlements are usually issued by the city and the property owner through their property rights and through the the entitlement that they receive, they have the ability, if the entitlement is not expired, or if they meet all the conditions of approval and they build a project in accordance to what was approved, unless the city revokes the permit for some reason, they have the ability to build the project as approved. There's no opportunity to consider the project, if you will. The only way that that can happen is if the applicant actually comes with a significant change and reapplies for that revision, then that project does have to go through the process. But if they build the project as approved and by the conditions of approval, then they have the right, the vested right of building that approved project. And that is really important to understand because for development, as we all know, there's a lot of funding that goes into that. And one of the things that developers and property owners need is they need that level of certainty that they can build a project in order for them to get funding and move forward. And entitlement gives them that level of certainty. So that's something that can't be taken away unless there's an issue with the project or the way they're building it. So just wanted to make note of that. And I believe that wraps up my presentation and available for any questions.
Any questions?
No. Are we going to do public comment, or otherwise I do have questions?
I don't think there's public comment on the presentation.
Yeah, so I have a couple. Let's go with Walmart first. Now, you had said, unless the city revokes for some reason, so I'm going to let you clarify that, because I'm assuming that those must be extraordinary some reasons.
Yeah, there's particular findings we have to make and determinations we have to make in order to revoke an entitlement. It's either that they're not complying with it, or they're not meeting the conditions of approval, or they're just not operating or using the permit as envisioned and as approved. It is a process. We have to come back to the original decision-making body, I believe. Mr. Jex can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the original decision body that has to determine whether there is significant evidence of any wrongdoing, if you will, in order for us to actually revoke the permit. But just because it's not a good idea, or that's not what we want to see, it's already entitled, they have that certainty to build that project. So
that a preponderance of comments on a Facebook post is not enough to stop it?
I'll let Mr. Jex speak to that.
Okay. All right. So on that, we have, so in that far corner of Bundy Canyon and Monte Vista, is that just parking lot? Is there anything slated to go in that corner?
So currently, that's just parking. Originally, when this got approved in 2015, there was some additional pads and other items envisioned on the site itself. But as they went through substantial conformances and revisions that were approved, currently it's only the store and the parking that's approved on that site.
Okay, and then what's interesting is there's the retention basin, and like right to the east is a retention basin. So obviously Walmart would, if it was important to them, they could say, hey, can we use that land for something else, more parking? But I mean, so it seems a little odd that there's this big retention basin on their property, and yet there's one that they just built county flood. So I mean,
I'll let our city engineer, public works director answer that, but I will say that the basin that's on the Walmart side is intended to address water quality and drainage from that site. The other basin across the street is more of a regional basin and addresses a lot of the stormwater issues and things of that nature. So, I'll let our city engineer answer.
You answered it perfectly, so I don't have anything to add.
Sure. It's interesting. So I'm not one of the stakeholders with that project, so if they want to.
At the very beginning, that was definitely what Walmart was concerned about, was having to do that detention basin. They didn't want to do that in the very beginning, years ago.
All righty. So then, okay, we're off that one. So you didn't mention West Park Promenade. There's a commercial part of that. So since this is the development update, I'm just wondering where that would be.
West Park Promenade is one of our entitled projects, so it's entitled but not under construction. The entitlement is still active, still available. From what I recall, that entitlement does expire mid-next year, so they have until then to start construction on the property. But we are currently working with, on the residential side, we are currently working with a developer to actively move that project forward. And the commercial side, from my understanding, is going to follow that, hopefully. Then that's the plan.
So do they have more additional EOTs, extensions of time?
I believe they do not, that they're on their last extension of time.
All right, appreciate that. Do we have a rough idea of the Marriott timeline?
We do not. We have been working with the Marriott team. There are some potential ideas or things that may or may not change, so they want to iron that out before they move forward with the actual building permit process to ensure less changes during that process.
Okay, thank you. Over at Camelia, so when are they going to start working on the Jefferson-Palomar Road linkage, or, because I know that's part of it, right?
Yeah, so they're, I don't have the exact date, but I could I can check with staff and follow up on that. But I know part of that is going to be starting first with the connection of Palomar to Washington while they work on Jefferson. And so there will be a redirection of traffic from a curve to more of a 90-degree turn, possibly stop controlled. And so we're working through those details. But I can follow up to get a more specific schedule.
Sure, because, I mean, obviously they need it open before occupancy.
Correct.
But it'd be great if they put that ahead of time. But if I remember right, because this was back a while ago when I was just a member of the audience, and I think Bridget here got them to put in a light. So I think they're supposed to put in a light.
There will be a new traffic signal at Washington and Palomar.
Right. Yep. So then just two more. So with the Tres Lagos, two questions. So one is, will there be any further street or road improvements that the community would see?
From my understanding, and I'll pass it over to Jason as well, but from my understanding, they are working through street improvement plans for further construction, but I'll let Jason confirm that and elaborate.
So on Cat Road, we won't see any further improvements. They'll end at Fox Ridge Lane. We did just approve the final portion of the street improvement plans for the cul-de-sac at Fox Ridge Lane. So they're going to be completing that cul-de-sac. It'll be a part with cul-de-sac. So in the future, when the east side develops, they'll finish the cul-de-sac. But on Cat Road, it'll end at Fox Ridge.
Okay. And then my last one is, so there's going to be a perimeter wall. I know there's an issue with the resident that's got one of the non-neighborhood type houses, so just the original house on some acreage. And they have issues with during the rainy time of the year anyway. So there's the perimeter wall that hadn't been put up. So do we know when that part will be put in as they're doing phase 3?
I do not have that, but I can definitely follow up on that. I know they were working on permitting for that wall, but I am not sure if it's been issued or not. But from my perspective, I think that would come in first before construction of that development or that phase of the development.
Yeah, and it seems like a safe guess that it should be done before the next rainy season, unless we have some weird summer storm. All right, I appreciate that, your answers.
Of course.
No, those were all good clarifications. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Robert, for
Thank
that
you.
presentation. Very informative.